Hello, I'm Peter Schaknat, Managing Director of Schaknat Electronic GmbH, and today we're optimizing a Scania R580. We have a beautiful Scania here from a very, very good customer of ours. A Scania R580 DC16-102 engine, old RS6C version with 3050 Newton meters with the original torque setting with an Opticruise transmission. The customer wanted to do something good for the vehicle with our Schaknat app, so he said he wanted the engine and transmission to be tuned again. Also, when it comes to fuel consumption, the old R580s are known for not being that great. And what he also asked me for, at the truck Grand Prix, it's always go and stop. So for this reason, I put a special go and stop version on the application just for him. Of course, we will be doing that very same thing today as well. As you can clearly see, we have a standard 4x2 chassis configuration with a floating axle. We're measuring at the rear axle again. You can see here, we've already strapped everything down. I've now gone ahead and already activated the test bench mode. Test bench mode means, again, that the speed is unrestricted, so we can really measure all the way to the top end. We're measuring again in 11th gear, in direct gear, so that we really have direct power transmission from the engine and transmission to the rear axle. So I'd say let's start the initial measurement, and then we'll see each other at the monitor. We've now completed the initial measurement. Let's take another look at the values together now. The car has already run a few kilometers. DC1600-2, variable, turbocharger guide vane position with two-stage exhaust gas recirculation. These engines have always had a bit of a bad reputation, but as you can see from the initial power and torque, the engines are actually really good. Here at the bottom, we can see the engine speed again from 800 to 2100 revolutions per minute. On the right here, you can see the torque, and on the left, you can see the horsepower axis. You can see we've now measured 556 horsepower and 3006 Newton meters. The original is supposed to have 3050, 3040. So that's actually very, very respectable. So for the mileage, for the age that the truck already has, that's really very, very good. Down here, you can see the torque curve. Again, the typical one from a Scania engine. From 1000 to 1200, it has its maximum torque. And after that, it drops off relatively quickly. But it's still a good value for us to optimize, because that tells me that everything is technically fine at 3000 Newton meters. Over time, you simply get tolerances from the injectors, from the turbocharger. That's just something you have, and let's not forget, it's 33.4 degrees. You can see it, I'm sweating quite a bit. Of course, we also shouldn't forget the important fact that with warmer ambient temperatures, the overall performance also drops off noticeably. All right, then I would say let's go ahead and flash it now with the application. We're about to flash the special version for go and stop, but I'll still provide the customer with a completely normal eco and power variant. In day-to-day use, he would use the eco variant. And for go and stop, that's also the cool thing about the app. He can basically load the special version so he gets a good start. The chain would have stayed on the truck now. So when you accelerate away and then have to stop again up front, you can quickly get up to speed. All right, then I'd say let's flash it now. I'm not going to explain it now. We've already shown it plenty of times in the videos. And then I'd say we'll see each other again for the baseline measurement. Andre has now done the baseline measurement. Really awesome soundscape. The tire rolling noise at this speed is just incredible. It really pushed well. Now let's take another look at the measurement together. I said for go and stop, the strong version. Down here again, the RPM from 800 to 2200 revolutions. Here again, the horsepower axis, and here the torque axis. As you can see, we now have 734 horsepower and 3,807 Newton meters of torque. I think that should get you off the line pretty well. You also have to make absolutely sure, especially with go and stop, that you find the right gears properly so you can really get going quickly. You can also see, especially at low engine revs, that it builds up its torque much faster and holds it for an extremely long period of time. And that's exactly what people say. You can even skip 2 or 3 gears and really pull through from the bottom all the way to the top. As I said, that's obviously a brutal amount of torque. We're talking about 800 Newton meters more here. You know yourselves, the 730, which has a comparable engine, the DC16 1003 engines, can do that too. They have 3,500 Newton meters, and they also have the strong gearbox, the TMS1 gearbox, which can easily handle that torque. So up to 4,200 or 4,300 Newton meters, the gearboxes can easily handle it. There would even be a bit of headroom left. That's just based on what I assume the engine and gearbox could withstand. But of course, we don't want to damage the engine either. So I can definitely stand behind this, and obviously it's a top result. And I'm really curious to see what the track will actually do. We've reached the end of our video again about the engine and gearbox optimization of the Scania R580. You know, the Streamline series, those are my favorite vehicles. I just really like the look and the feel. The whole vehicle is just awesome in general, so it's a shame they're dying out. But well, that's just how things go with time. You've seen with our app what cool things you can do. Even special custom versions are possible. Especially for things like go and stop or just for fun stuff, you can use it for that too. Reading and clearing error codes for everyday use. You can do eco optimization, save fuel, and for demonstration purposes, you can do that with our app as well. If you're interested in this topic, feel free to check out our website at www.schaknat.de. You can also send us a WhatsApp message, give us a call, or write us an email. We'd be happy to advise you. So thank you very much for tuning in. Take care. See you next time.